All right, let's switch. Have what's going on and then me talking. I don't think that that's going to happen because um, neither my phone nor Streamlabs seem to want to work with me for whatever reason. Oh, we got a two screen. What's going on here? No. All right. If you can hear me, if this is coming through and my phone has not decided to be ridiculous, you should be able to drop a comment. I guess I'm not sure. It is being a pain. Is all it's being right now. Won't you give me other sources? All right. Thank God somebody can hear me. But yeah, I can't get Streamlabs to give me camera options to add another camera for whatever reason. Subtitle. So let's just go into here. We're going to close. See if I can do it this way. I may not be able to do dual cameras, but at least I can monitor. All right. Well, maybe I can. Display capture? Ah, primary monitor and secondary monitor. Okay, add source. Oh no, that's not what I want. Phone. See if I can get this to work. Woo! My phone does not like this. What's up, Eddie? Alright, so I've got. No, let's. But, Eddie, we're going to be working on decals for this guy. I was going to try and do two. It's just not working right now. Yeah, because computer, whatever words are trying to come out, does not like having Streamlabs open, which could be a problem. Okay, you can pull it up. Yep, so we're just going to carry on with this. I started doing some of the decals already. I've done both legs. There isn't a whole lot of decals on there, which is kind of cool about this kit. We're going to work on the waist. I have done the backpack already because that one was a pain in the butt with these decals on the top. Let's move you over here, since apparently you can only have it in portrait mode. You can't do landscape. I don't remember that being that way either. But let's get started. Should make things a little bit easier. I won't be able to see comments because I have to use my phone. Because, yeah, Restream, or, yep, it's not working. So I guess we will work on the skirts. Probably the skirts in this, and I'll do the arms in a video. Well, at least the quality looks good. I wish I could get my camera down here, but I can't do it in landscape mode. I have to do it in portrait. But we'll work on this. We'll get it done. We'll power through. So there's not many decals. Let me move this out the way. On the skirts. There's a couple on the sides here. In a weird obscure spot that nobody's ever going to see, but you know. A couple on the back skirts. But it's actually pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of decals on this kit. So it makes it kind of fun. But we'll work on the front skirt. So let me fold this over. And somehow get this in shot. Let me see. Oh, made me go live at the same time. Alright, well. Let's see if I can go into YouTube Studio and see if I can monitor comments that way. Oh yeah. No, I don't want to learn more. No! I just closed out YouTube Studio. This is going to be a long stream. Oh, get out of here. What? Alright, so Restream decided to open itself again, and or Streamlabs decided to open itself again, and now my computer is running extremely slow. No. Yeah, it did not like that whatsoever. Let's see. I'm already live. I want to see comments. Well, it has been a long time since I've done live on YouTube. I'm not really sure why it's been so long, but it has. So if anybody knows a way to view the comments on manage. No, I already have it. What? Stream, maybe? No, I don't want to create a new stream. I want just a regular stream that I'm already doing. Well, this is just not doing well for me. Go back. Live control room. Forget it. Forget it. We'll just move on. Because that's what we do. We just move on. We'll fix it later. Alright, so we're just going to work on the front. And for that, we've got 4 decals on the front. And then multiples on the side here. Been pretty much the same kind of scenario throughout the whole thing. So let me move. Try and get everything in shot. So we need 49 and 50. To be honest, I didn't really think this whole process through, and I probably should have taken a little more effort on my part, but I didn't. So, oh well. And below that, we need 51 and 52. Mm-hmm. And because of the way this is, I have to stand. So this is going to be a fun stream. What? How's that even work? Alright. Set it up like that. I guess you can see it as best you can, but it's just not, it's not what I wanted. Take good old micro set and your micro set brush. Almost got this. Perfect. Oh. So I decided to do another live stream on decals because A, it was a very popular video, and B, I still get asked a lot of questions about water slides. Still get a lot of people that are nervous about using water slides, and I want to help people not be nervous about doing them because they're actually really, really simple to do. It just takes a little TLC or whatever you want to call it, some special care. But other than that, it's it. It's simple like stickers. You just place them a little different. And just like that, 4 decals are done. Simple. Again, we are using Micro Scale Industries Micro Set and Micro Sol for decal adhesion and to remove as much of the carrier film as possible. What those two products do is just that. it makes the decals seem like they're painted on, and that is the goal of decals. Whether it's stickers, water slides, or dry rubs, you want them to look painted on. Stickers, unless you've got a magnifying glass, a really, really steady hand, and a lot of time, you're not going to get them look painted on. It's just not going to happen. But that's where water slides come in. For instance, this kit came with water slides. This is part of the Verka series, and from what I've heard, most of, if not all of, the Verka kits come with water slides. I would say it's probably most of, because my Verka Crossbones had no water slides. It had stickers. Actually, no, it had dry rubs, so it was still old enough to be in the dry rub phase. And those are nice, but they can be finicky. And by finicky, I mean terribly finicky. Give me old arms up action. So we need 44 and 43. I apologize if I end up being too quiet. Sometimes I get lost in the sauce with the whole process, and I have to remember that I am live streaming and that I need to engage with you all. Also, if I'm not replying to comments, it's because I can't really see them, because the way I have to have my setup. Oh, that's going to be problematic. We're going to have to pull these off, is what we're going to have to do. Which is fine. Might be able to give me a better view for you all. Wondering why some of these parts are really shiny, like for instance this one versus this one. I ran out of clear coat, or the regular clear coat that I was using, so I had to use the Splash Paints 2K gloss, and it creates a really, really, really shiny surface, even with no surface prep. And it is a really hard surface as well, so it takes a lot to mess these things up. And from the decal picture, it goes bottom up towards the inside, which is going to be a problem. Why are you so difficult? Stay. No. Well, we'll use a bottle. Get it up off the ground. It's probably going to fall off, but it's worth a shot. It goes in. I wonder how I can do decals at all, because I shake like a leaf. It's pretty bad. Also, as much as I like cotton buds or Q-tips or whatever you want to call them, these things, They leave little fuzzies, and I don't like it. There's unfortunately not a whole lot to cover on waterslide decal basics that I haven't already covered before. I'm sure a lot of you will notice that I use a hobby knife to pull it off of the backing paper. If you are going to do that, you need to be extra careful because you can damage the decal itself and cause yourself a massive headache because now you have a pinhole inside your decal. Let's see if I can move you closer. Oh, that's much better. Get in here. Oh, there it goes. So this one, a little too much micro set. But now it should be good. Now because of the micro set, I can move the decal a little bit more than normal, and it won't have any adverse effects on it. However, you still don't want to move them around too much because it can decide to stick. And if it does that, you run the risk of tearing the decal. And of course, the longer you let it sit on the backing paper, the more fluid it becomes. But I have noticed in long term of messing with waterslide decals, if you are not careful, you can actually, all the glue will kind of dissolve and the decal won't stick eventually. Or it'll lose most of its adhesion properties, and that will cause the decal to eventually just fall off, even if you top coat. It's like trying to top coat gold leaf without ever using the proper adhesive, and it just creates too much of a barrier for the clear coat to actually move or not move, lock the decal in place. So keep that in mind. If you leave it on the backing paper too long, you could run into a situation where the decal just doesn't want to stick at all. And that is because you've pretty much let all of the adhesive properties of it kind of go away. Well, it's not gone away, it's just floating around in your backing paper, and that can be annoying. That's it for the front. I've done those two. This one on the side, we might as well knock this one out so we can get these done. See if I can move this here. Yeah. So for that one, we need 39. And I want to say, just like with any other modeling aspect, there really is no wrong way to do it. With water slide decals, though, you kind of have a gray area because if you, like for instance, if you did the micro sol first instead of the micro set, you could run into a situation where the decal will literally shrivel up. I don't know why it does that. I did the mix up. Also, if you mix, like say your brush that you use for micro set, if you accidentally dipped your brush in micro sol, the two together have a negative reaction on the decal itself. It tends to make the decal split and crack, even though it's completely soaking wet. I don't know what the deal is with that, but it does it. So if you're going to use these two products, definitely make sure you're keeping your brushes separate. It goes towards the top. So I really need some, you know what? That makes it a little bit easier. That way you can see, I can see, even though the camera's totally twisted. Do the finger test. She moves. You never want to force the decals either. If you force them, you will tear it. See, like that one's not ready yet. That one is. She just needed a few more seconds. Get this in here so we can see what I'm doing. Get it where you want it to. Seems to be over on one side. Now we've got a couple of seconds to move the decal. Not like what I just did, but yeah. That looks to be about right. Then you take your micro set and gently brush from the center out. And that one's ready to wait. Now we get to move this one. Now to show you the properties of micro set and micro sol, just need to get some air underneath. Roll that underneath there. And don't mind that, it was a terrible plot with the clear coat. I will fix that with the matte coat. But that's it. Once that dries, then we go back with the micro sol and, oh, excuse me, and make it work a lot better. I mean, a lot better. So like for instance, this little, nope, not this one. This little divot that you can see in there, that decal will conform, it will suck down into those recesses that were created by the clear coat, and it will make it look painted on. All right, to the side now, we need 40. Is there any questions about water slides or setting solutions or any of those situations that you've come across that you aren't sure about? Now would be the time to ask them, because I can pretty much do almost a one-on-one situation with you all. I have not used the Mr. Decal softener, the mic, their I think it's what it is, the decal softener. I've not used that. It seems to be a single stage. I don't know. I'm willing to give it a shot, and that's probably something I may do, like a head-to-head comparison. Which one's better, Microset and Microsol versus the Mr. Decal softener or the Mark Setter? So that may be a future video. I don't have that, so I can't do that immediately. But I'm sure that'll be a question that I get asked eventually. You know, like, what's the difference? And I know there's other ones out there. I actually stumbled across these, 10 years ago. These are actually the first bottles that I bought, and the reason why they're so low is because I spilled it. So it lasts a really long time, and there's no expiration date on the bottle, so I assume that there's no expiration date period on either one of them. And it is also recommended not to mix your caps, so only take off the Microset cap and Microsol cap one at a time, so you don't get them confused. That can cause a reaction in the bottle, and bad things can happen. I don't know what, because I've always made sure that I didn't, but I don't want any one of my guys or viewers to mess up and have that issue. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to use Microset and Microsol, make sure you don't A, mix the caps, and B, mix the brushes, because that can cause issues on the decals. I do know that. It will cause the decal to do weird things, and you won't like it. Trust me. All right. Let's carry on with this. Give her the old finger test. She moves. That was almost perfect. Couldn't do that again if I tried. Spin it around here. Yep, see? Told you I couldn't do it again. That's okay. Easy knife. And you want to prevent dragging across the decal as much as possible, because what ends up happening is you're actually pulling up pieces of the pigment, and it can cause it to, especially on a white piece, like for instance this red, if it was on white, you could really see a stark contrast between the decal and the white surface. So if you take little nicks out of that red, you're going to notice. I mean, other people may not notice because it is such a small, minute scenario, but you're going to know, and any modeler knows that we are our own worst enemies. It's not quite there. This is not down far enough. Perfect. So that way when you put it down that way, see, I messed up on this one. I went too far. But that's why you check and recheck before everything dries. Boom. All right. And until you clear coat, make sure you are paying attention to where your decals are and not touching them as much as possible, especially once you start getting the decal setters on there, because nothing will piss you off more than to touch decal, especially with micro set on there, because you put it on the top of the decal. It will actually cause the decal to lift and stick to your finger. Ask me how I know that one. You know what? Might as well take these off. And we're going to put these on. And those are 65 and 64. When you're dunking your decals into your water, which, by the way, if you're using microset and microsol, you don't have to use water. You can just brush some microset and microsol or microset onto your decals, and it will actually soften the decal from the backing paper. I can do that on one of these decals to show you, but I don't ever do that because water works just fine. I will have to say warm water works the best. So if you are, and I will cover this in this coming week or this week's video, probably dropping Friday on the Stein. The warm water, only 4 or 5 seconds, and you can let it sit out. So what I do is I set it on my mat right there, and I do it in the same spot so there's already water there, and I will leave that for 15 to 20 seconds, and especially with cold water, 15 to 20 seconds, and it's ready to go. With warm water, it's maybe 5 seconds in the dip, and then 10 seconds after that, I am ready to pull it off there. So remember that warm water works absolutely best when it comes to decals and removing them. So real time, obviously. And you never want to force your decals. Do not force them. That is exactly how you tear them. I'm sure I've said this once before, but that is exactly how you tear them. And you can semi make them look good once they're torn, but it is a losing battle. That's all it is. It's all it ever will be, is a losing battle for you. So we'll test it out. Everything moves freely. Now, a bigger decal like this, you can just move it off with your finger. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to get it to a point that we want it to stay. Hold it with your finger. Drop your backing paper. And that actually works the best. Especially on a bigger decal like that. It just seems to make it look or work more fluid. I don't know whether it's just easier because it's just easier or what, but it is easier. Forgot to give her the old rub down this side. Do the finger test again. Yep. Slide the backing paper out of the way. And then that's when you switch over to your tweezers. Yep. And then give her the old squeegee. Don't do what I just did. Well, you couldn't even see it. So if you ever get a big decal like this as well, they don't like to move. So what you can do is get your tweezers underneath it a little bit, and that'll cause it to lift just enough to where you can move it without tearing it, because some of it will be suctioned down there and it will not want to move, and you will be in for a bad time if you tear a big decal. Tearing a little one, there's ways that you can make them look okay. Tearing a big one, especially a line decal like this, nope. No, you're kind of stuck there. All right, what else do we got? I think that's it on the sides. Oh no, I gotta put one on the head. Decal number 1 and number 2. So let's drop this arm back down. Spin her over here, and that goes above the head cannon. I almost messed up and cut the decal, which is another thing. It's a big no-no. You don't want to do that. You won't be happy. Boom. So what's everybody working on while this is setting up in the water, coming off the decal paper or the backing paper? You know, I think that we'll be able to get the decals done. I got about 15 to, I probably got about another half an hour, maybe 45 minutes before I have to get off, and we've done a lot in a 45-minute span. So I think we can get these decals done. I need to save a little bit to finish out the video that will be coming out, but the bonus part about getting these done and not having to film it, oh. All right. All right, so let me pop this down here and I'm going to answer some of these questions. Gumpla World said, "Hi, I'm having some questions after top coat. Must put decals or before top coat?" So Gumpla World, that depends on what type of paint you're using. If you're using acrylics, always top coat before you do a next step. So if you do one color and you're going to mask, top coat. Even if it's just a thin layer of top coat, it does help greatly. After that, you can then do your next step and then just continue on just doing a thin layer of top coat. It may seem like a lot, but with acrylics, you don't put a lot of paint on there to begin with. If you don't do the top coat, some can have an issue. Some setters and water can have an issue reactivating the paint and causing that to mess up. So it is a good idea to clear coat. Merritt Philbin says, other brands may vary on lift time. How you doing, Merritt? Says, not sure if you use them or not, but hobby cotton swabs and toothpicks are also useful. That way you won't get oil from your hands on your kit. That's a very smart situation there. And I do have some hobby Q-tips. I'm running low on them, but I do have these right here. They're very tightly packed, and they do really well. And I probably should be using them, but, I mean, I like to live dangerously, I guess. And you're working on, Merritt is also working on his entry for the Great Canadian Build-Off. That sounds pretty fun, actually. Oh, there's some smaller ones. Oh, I did not know that. It's the only size I've ever seen was just those. I'll probably end up having to pick up a bunch to make my life a lot easier. I had, I think, a pack of 50 of those, and I think I may have 10, 15 left. But I did buy them like 8 or 9 years ago, so I need to definitely pick those up. Now these have had time to set up. We can peel them off. That's always a good sign too when they move on the backing paper. That means they is ready. And the problem with smaller decals is they do not want to let go of the backing paper. All right. Spin it around, hit the other side. And we're just going to let those sit. Make sure we got them pretty even. I do not. I have this one too far forward. Let's see. Oh, it's supposed to be forward. All right. Spin this one around. And we'll check. Yep. Seems to be even. So we will leave those. I think that's it for the side. So now we're going to work on the back portion. So there's 4 decals again. Then we got to do some from the top. Oh, you know what? I forgot the ones from the front. So let's do those real quick. These right here. I am going to remove the backpack. We're going to lay this bad boy down to make things a little bit easier, but only slightly. All right, so we need 8, 9, 10, and 11. 8 and 9 go on the top. Give them a little dunky dunk. I think that's what the Tamiya brand. I think that's what my mine are. I could be wrong though. No, I'm pretty sure they're Tamiya because I was on a full-on Tamiya kick about 10 years ago, and that was all I would use, and that's why I have about 55 of their paints because I would literally go once a week and buy 3 or 5 paints and some more modeling supply. I literally spent. I'm not proud of this, but I think probably in 1 year I spent probably close to 10 grand on modeling supplies, and I don't really have anything to show for it other than paints, and it's kind of a letdown. It's kind of depressing, but I mean that's the name of the game. You have fun. Where you go here. Got too much. Call in a towel so we can. There we go. There we go. All right. I have it upside down. Yeah, it is very easy to spend an obscene amount of money in this hobby. I guess that's true with any hobby, though. Drop that off. Get the old Q-tip in here to soak up any excess. Well, that's almost perfect. I feel like a doctor sometimes working on these things. I couldn't be a doctor though, because I'd probably end up messing up. All right. And these go down and away. It's always a good idea too to make mental notes of the orientation of decals, and you can do it in any way that you feel comfortable. Like for instance, this one goes with the curvature. Has a little the notch or the square or whatever this thing is on the bottom, and it is going away from the cockpit. So I use little, essentially markers like that to remember what the orientation is supposed to be, so I don't mess up. Just looks off because I don't have the other shoulder pad on here. And I think that's it. We're going to do the top now, since that's the easiest to see. But we are all set on the front other than the arms, shoulders, and that's it. So let's flip over. We're going to do the top. Like, where'd it go? Oh, I need to finish the backpack. I didn't finish. I got all excited and I didn't. So we need 12, 13. Oh, there's 6 decals and they're all small. All right, let's start with 12 and 13 towards the back. What's up, Gio? What you getting into today, brother? That's right. Up and away. You working today, man? Ah, dang, dude, is that all you got left is top coat? I'm hoping that I can, listen. I'm hoping I can get all the decals done and throw on the extra special surprise technique and hope it turns out pretty good. If not, then, I mean, I always tried. I know I told you. I may be able to assemble quick, but when it comes to, I guess, paint and everything, I just take longer. I don't know why. No. I typically don't. Like, I usually break it into sections. But I figured, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I've seen a bunch of people do it, and it's, it's not been terrible. That's why I'm keeping it on the desk. Otherwise, I would probably do the same thing. Stop moving. Yeah, I like to change up my tactics every now and then. Scare the kids so they don't get used to it. Uh-oh. Adam Adam found a set of the master grade hands like you have, Geo, and he's gonna send those to me because I can't get those to work. So I may be like literally cutting it to the wire trying to get this thing done because it's just not wanting to cooperate with those hands. And I absolutely hate these master grade hands. Like I didn't mess with them much before, but I really hate them. Thank you, sir, Jeff Muhammad. That means a lot. Yeah, I'm I messaged him and I was like, hey, I said, do you happen to have any of those hands? I was like, because I broke one of them and I tried I tried pinning, I tried making a new ball using melted ABS sprue. Like nothing I did would work. So he flat out he was like, yeah, he's I got you, I got you. He was like, I found some, but they're oh god, they're not Bandai brand. They're something else. I don't remember what they were now, but those are what he's supposedly sending me. So I'm kind of excited because these hands, they're junk. Terrible. I hate them. So he's over here looking like Captain Hook with one arm or one hand because What is going on outside my house? I don't know if y'all heard that, but apparently somebody drove by with like some offshoot Dixie horn. Not really sure why either. But they did. No. Yeah, we almost picked perfect polar opposite color schemes using the same colors. Oh, I won't forget the panel line. Why are you looking all off? What am I missing here? Yeah, that's good. Let that go. Last but not least, we need 4 and 5. And those go up here on the cornice. Yeah, right? Yeah. Let's go up here. Some of these, man, it's hard to figure out where they go exactly because it's difficult. I was gonna add some decals on this, but I decided against it. Do what I did. Do that poll, man. I was kind of surprised. People wanted to see the Barbatos, the new, and of course the Gyaradoga, and you know, I was kind of surprised, man. There was a bunch of people that wanted to see those three. Ultimately, because I put up the thing up here on YouTube, I also got like 12 votes on the new, and I was going to do a turbo shift, color change inner frame, and someone let me know that the real grade new doesn't have the shifting armor panels like the Verka does. So I'm going to try my best at scratch building some panels and make it look like it's already open, because I obviously won't be able to do the gimmick, open close gimmick, but I want to make it look like a mini Verka. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I mean, I'm going to give it a shot. At least try my best anyway. I always like to apparently bite off more than I can chew. But who knows? Who knows? Where's it gotta go? Oh, it goes down there by the corner. Too much. Too much in the corner. Gotcha. Get these all on here. Get them settled in. Yeah, that's it for the top. Now it's got to work on the arms, which there's not a whole lot on there. And I'm going to do the back skirts though, so I need 53 and 54. Now, you know, I'm not either, but it definitely got a lot of people involved, which was pretty cool. Was something I didn't expect, to be quite honest. I figured it would just kind of fade away into nothingness like all the other polls I've ever done, but there were a lot of people that really wanted to see that, so I was kind of excited. It gave me hope. I mean, I might give it a shot. I was talking with Chris Pabs yesterday about like scratch building and if he gave me any tips, and what he told me was so simple, but like just completely 100% put scratch building in perspective. He said break it down by geometric shapes, and I don't know why like I didn't think of that. It just never had occurred to me, and then all at once I was like, oh my god, it's really that simple. It didn't work. Geo, if you're still on here, bro, I'll tag you in a post that dude had done. Dude, you want to talk about some epic oranges and yellows? This dude did SMS Surface White and then covered it with their fluoro yellow and fluoro orange. Oh my god. It gave me so many ideas. So many ideas. It was a gorgeous color. Oh, okay. So I'll tag you in a post later so you can see it. But this dude who's painting a scale model motorcycle, it's a guy, I don't remember his name, but he based it in like the wheels in white, and then covered it with SMS's fluoro orange. Oh my god! Whew! It was pure sex on a bike. It was a gorgeous color. It is like so crisp and bright. Oh my god! It makes me want to do a whole Gundam in it, just without question. Just start throwing Gundams out there in fluorescent orange and fluorescent yellow. Dude, it was god. It's amazing. And I was like, there can't be, like, he had to do some extra stuff to it. So I commented on his post and I was like, hey, I said, like, your bike looks epic. I was like, quick question, did you base it in white, or did you like have to do a special mixture to get this? And he said, nope, just based it in white. And I was like, oh, I need to do it in my life. I need it. So I will be tagging you in that, brother, and you can check it out for yourself. See if I can get this all on here. What do we need for the front? I need 29 times 2. It's not working. It's not working the way I want it. That's okay. I can leave it the way it is. Not quite. Not ready. position this thing. And then mess it up and then reposition this thing. Seems to be the nature of decals there. I still messed it up. Throw some micro set over top of that. So when we start the lockdown process, remember, kids, always from the center out as much as possible. What do we need? I need 27 and 28 times 4. I really need to take this off. So let's do that. Since this decided to be a pain. And we'll do these in a minute. That works for me. Put this bad boy back in. Oh my god, I did it again. Don't touch it, because it'll mess up again. We're not even going to look at it. We're just not. Oh no, why would they do that? Oh, it hurts. It hurts so bad. So I need 32 times 2. Listen, if you ain't making weird faces, noises, motions when you're doing your decals, are you really even doing your decals? I don't know. I guess the years of doing decals wrong, uh, like on cars, I would always paint. I would paint and then assemble, and then for some reason, my brain went, you can't do the decals until you put the body of the car on the chassis and it's all ready to go, and that's the last step. Why I did that, I don't know. But for so many years of doing it that way, I've learned incredibly well how to do decals in the most inconvenient ways known to man. And I usually get them straighter that way. I don't know. I've trained myself to do things backwards. I wish I had an answer for that one. Are you ready? No. Just gotta finish up the rifle too. I gotta paint the inside of where the barrel is, and then that'll be ready for decals. Old Shield Boy over here's got a lot more decals than I expected, but that'll be. I almost knocked that over. I almost knocked it over. That's right, G. We always do. Or we all do. My God, words are not words today. Where are you going? You got any excess? We got that one. No, not quite. Now. Got it. Let's see. We'll just go ahead and squeeze out the excess because I know I'm going to mess it up. Boom. All right. Now I need 30 and 31 times 4. These are going to be fun because these are individuals on each side. So I'm excited. Just so much excitement in my voice. I almost thought about going with no decals on this kit just because I didn't want to cover up the transitions. But, you know, they gave me water slides. I can't not play with water slides. Just can't. All right, and both of those. Oh, I see a sandal here somewhere. Listen, I remind myself of a hippie when I go into the workbench. I just don't even care. No. Forget it. Forget it. Done. This is where it becomes fun. do it? Oh, this one's a little wonky down here. I see it. Gotcha. Done. And they're pretty uniform. Not bad. Now I just gotta do the other sides and then the 14 decals that are on the shoulder pads, and I'll be done. Anybody know what time it is? So I still have errands to run. Oops. Blue tack on the bottom of what? What did I miss? On this? Because that's not a bad idea, because this one's loose. I don't know why it's loose, but it is. She loose. Alright. So we're going to do 27 and 28 times 4. Mm-hmm. Bam. Nope. Couldn't Emerald Lagasse that one. How's that supposed to go? So you go like that. So I'm just going to take you. We're going to do some little foldy action. Yeah. Wait, what? So it's going towards the inside. No, wait, what? Oh, it's backwards. Yeah, it's going that way. All right, I can do this. I got this. The old brush. Yeah. We're doing it, guys. All right, bro. I think I gotta end this. I think I'm gonna do these 4, and I think that's gonna be it for the live stream because it's probably about 2:30, probably 2:30, and that means I got to go run and do errands. So I wasn't able to finish it, but I got a lot done. So the circle end goes inside, and it goes towards the top. So like that. Where'd you go? No. Did you do that to me? Gotcha. We're gonna spin around, and we'll do these 2. And bam. They're done. We just gotta maneuver them into place. Where's this supposed to go? Where you go? There you go. Exactly up a little bit. I think, right? Yeah. Where are you? Oh, I'm too far. I'm too far down. Right there's good. Why don't you try and play some sneaky stuff on me? Yeah, there you go. There's that one. I screwed this one up again. I'm just going to leave it. I'll fix it in a minute. Add a little more flow. Gotcha. Gotcha. Just like that, it was done. Why you do that to me? We were done. Fine. I'll leave you to yourself. All right. That's all for now, guys. I gotta jump off here and I gotta do some errands for the missus, and then I don't know if I'll be back on later or not. But remember, guys, don't just be an average builder, be a not so average one. Have a good one. Bye.